Hi Nancy, nice to finally meet you in person.
Likewise, thanks for the invitation.
Of course, I hope the drive-in wasn't too bad considering the poor weather we've been having.
No, it was actually pretty good. I don't live too far from here, so it was nice and easy.
Fantastic. As you know from our email correspondence, I'm Katie, my pronouns are she, they, and I'm a Human Resources Officer here at O10 City Council. Today I'll be interviewing you for the role of Human Resources Officer in our Corporate Services Department. I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of the structure of the interview so you know what to expect from me. I'll start off by explaining the job role, then I'll ask you to tell me a bit about yourself. After that, I'll ask some questions based on the application, and then we'll get into some behaviour-based questions. Throughout the interview, feel free to ask questions, or if you'd like me to rephrase a question or you need clarification on something, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Do you have any questions for me at this point?
No, that all makes sense to me, but I do want to thank you for sharing your pronouns.
Oh, no problem. Pronouns are really important and we want everyone to feel comfortable here. So how familiar are you with us at the council?
I'm a local actually, so very familiar with you and what you're all doing in and around the area.
Oh, good. So all good things, I hope?
Absolutely.
That's great. I'm very happy to see a resident of our council applying for a position with us. You probably know what you're getting into, but I'll give you the spiel anyway. Here at the council, we have a staff of about 300 people working across different departments for residents of our council area. As HR, we provide all of those employees with advice on HR policies, assist them with administrative issues, and develop systems to keep information up to date. We are dedicated to providing our employees the absolute best level of customer service by delivering timely, accurate advice on support on all of these issues and more. If we are doing our job well at HR, every employee can reach their potential. Any questions so far?
Not at this stage.
Excellent. So now that I have all that information, let's talk about you. Could you give us a short description of yourself?
So as you know, my name is Nancy. I'd like to tell you my pronouns are they, them, and I'm married to my wife of 3 years. We have 2 kids together and we really enjoy our weekly family games night. I'm dedicated to making the world a better place for my kids to grow up in, and that includes my work. I enjoy finding solutions that support people at work to perform their best. This increases job satisfaction, which in turn increases overall morale and enhances the productivity of the workplace, which is a great byproduct of supporting the workforce. I became interested in human resources when I was in high school. A person close to me experienced discrimination in their workplace and they visited HR to get it all sorted. They had a dreadful experience and ended up leaving the company. They shared their story with me and said that if they had better support from their HR department, they could have gotten past it and they would have been able to stay in their job of over 10 years. I wanted to understand how to better help people in this situation, which led me to study a Diploma of Human Resources at TAFE, New South Wales.
It's really promising to hear how passionate you are about supporting workers and creating a positive workplace. That's what we want here at the council. Unfortunately, your story is one that is all too common and we want to work towards solutions that work for everybody and focus on our collective goals as a company. Thank you for sharing that bit about yourself. It's always very interesting to see how people came to this industry. I can see from your application that you are currently employed as a HR assistant. What are your main duties?
So my main duties are assisting with day-to-day HR functions such as updating employee records and databases, providing admin support to my managers, and regularly assisting with the reviewing and maintaining of the company policies and procedures. I liaise with employees to ensure smooth communication between our departments and answer questions and requests that they may have.
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. So what do you like about this job?
The work itself is quite interesting and rewarding, and the employee benefits are very good at Commonwealth Bank, which makes my job a lot more satisfying. The bank allows for flexible work, which means that as a HR assistant, I'm able to help in the creation of many job share arrangements, such as reduced hours for new parents, employees with ill relatives, and employees who are studying to further their education. This ability to assist with the creation of unique positions for employees and see them feel supported at work and able to perform at their best was really what I enjoyed the most.
That all makes a lot of sense. We have a similar system at the council. So with all that said, what has attracted you to this role?
I've been a HR assistant for many years now, and I feel I am more than ready to step out on my own as a HR officer. I'm very eager to learn and feel confident in my ability to pick up skills. I was also interested in the flexible work arrangements you offer here, which make my job more rewarding. I enjoy being able to provide every solution I can to your employees to ensure they're able to do their best in a safe, inclusive workplace.
I understand the desire to have more responsibility and the consequent freedom at work as a result, so that makes sense. There is plenty of responsibility to go around in our busy office. So with all that said, what skills will you bring from your work experience to this role?
As well as having all the technical skills listed on my resume, such as HR qualifications and experience, I believe my great customer service skills and dedication to open communication is what I bring to this role. My first job was at JB Hi-Fi, where I was employed as a customer service officer. It was here that I developed my customer service skills, and as a result, having a customer service focus is the backbone of every one of my professional interactions. During my 1-year HR internship, these external customer skills were further developed as this position required me to fill in occasionally on the administrative desk. As well as this, it also taught me that in HR, our employees are our customers. My years working at my current job as a HR assistant echoed this sentiment. I focused on how best to support, educate, and connect with employees, which really refined my communication skills. This shift from having an external customer service focus to a combination of internal and external, to then dedicating myself solely to internal customer service, has made me extremely confident in my customer service skills. I've assisted in a large number of complicated situations in the workplace, from customer grievances to pay disputes to creating job share situations. These situations refined the communication skills I had learned the basis of when I studied them in theory. These are the key skills that I have that will be an asset to your company.
Thank you for that answer. Having a retail job is definitely something that sticks with you for your whole career. So why do you believe you're the best person for this job?
There are a few things that I believe separate me from other candidates. Firstly, my passion for human resources. As you've heard today, working in the industry is something I've always known I would do. I've wanted to be in a position to support employees in the workplace and gain positive outcomes as a team through this common goal. Secondly, I have first-hand experience with your company. I live in this council region and have personally come to solutions with your employees already. I'm excited at the prospect of being more involved in my community in this way. And finally, I am dedicated to furthering my professional development. I have a thirst for knowledge and enjoy taking on new challenges. This makes me very teachable. I'm very prepared to further my education, take on more responsibility, and collaborate with more experienced staff. So why I believe I'm the best person for the job, put simply, is this. You can teach anybody skills, but you can't teach passion.
I definitely agree with that. Having an eagerness to learn is something that we hold in high esteem here. We want to make sure that our employees are actively engaging in furthering their understanding of the role so that they can deliver the most accurate advice to our employees and internal customers. In your current role, what steps have you taken to improve recruitment and selection in your workplace?
In my current workplace, the recruitment strategies were a little outdated. The company only advertised in the newspaper and were unaware of how effective social media advertising is. I was able to show them the reach of social media during my first involvement with recruitment and selection. The newspaper ads the company used had little success, and I used the same selection ads but posted on social media and had many high-quality candidates apply. These results and my arguments convinced the company to change their selection and recruitment process, which has had great success.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Describe a significant HR challenge that you were confronted with recently. How did you resolve the situation?
The HR department noticed that there was a lack of diversity in the head office of the company. As a team, we came up with possible reasons why, one of which was unconscious bias. In order to address this, and the other reasons, we decided to implement diversity training. The purpose was to increase awareness of the effectiveness of diversity in the workplace, and why having a workplace reflect the world we live in is so important. We conducted a survey before and after the training took place and found that the training increased diversity awareness from 39% to 84%. This awareness led to more focus on how to increase diversity in the head office and the setting of a diversity hiring goal in order to achieve this.
Yeah, diversity is definitely something that we're really passionate about here at Oates City Council. Can you give me an example of a time when you were able to turn a dissatisfied customer into a satisfied one?
Yeah, in a previous role, part of my job was to respond to online reviews about the business. I had to navigate more negative and angry customers than the average person would. When approaching these reviews, I would always respond with empathy at their claim and reassure them that they are being heard. I would engage with them with the purpose of supporting them and ensuring that their issue can be resolved. Through this method, I was able to successfully turn many negative reviews into glowing positive reviews based on my customer service skills.
That sounds like a challenging situation. It's really positive you were able to turn those dissatisfied customers into satisfied ones. Can you give me an example of a team decision you were recently involved in and what your contribution was?
Yeah, there was a situation I was involved in where there was a dispute between management and the employees as to whether or not to hire a new staff member. The management believed that the staff could handle the current workload as they were still hitting their KPIs. The staff felt overworked and came to me telling me that it was not sustainable. I liaised with the staff as to which aspects of the role they needed more assistance with and concluded that they did not need another full-time staff member but a more casual work-from-home administrative assistant. With this information, I created a job role and a cost-benefit analysis to deliver to management that the staff had been satisfied with. Through this process, I was able to assist my employee team and encourage the management team to provide the necessary relief the staff needed. This resulted in higher productivity and morale in the workplace.
That sounds like really important work. Can you tell me about a tough conversation you've had to have with a team member? What was your approach there?
So I was involved in a difficult conversation surrounding bullying and harassment recently, which required me to remind an employee of appropriate behaviour in the workplace. My approach was to first validate those who had raised a concern and ensure they felt supported before taking any action. I then had a conversation with the employee whose behaviour had been complained about. An employee was under the impression that the tough love approach was the best way to motivate people into high quality work. I used active listening to hear their perspective, and then using empathy, I explained how other employees felt receiving this type of encouragement. I offered many opportunities for questions and reminded the employee that I'd be available to discuss this further if they had any questions after the meeting. I firmly reminded them that this current behaviour went against the bullying and harassment policy, and I issued an informal warning as this was the first time this employee breached the policy. This resulted in greater team cohesion, morale, and understanding amongst employees.
Thank you for those detailed answers. That was really helpful. So this role that we've been discussing today has a salary of $55,000. Is that something that you think aligns with your experience, qualifications, and the job role?
Yeah, I think so. It would be my first role in a higher responsibility position for me, so I think that's very reasonable.
We definitely have room for pay increases as your experience and qualifications grow, so this is just the starting salary. With that said, is there anything else you'd like to ask about the role or what we've gone through today?
Yeah, I'd love to know if there will be opportunities for mentorship.
Absolutely. Coaching and mentorship is something that we're really passionate about here. So knowing that you've gone from an assistant role to potentially a HR officer role, we would definitely pair you with somebody who has more experience to help you on your way.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
No, not at this time.
Okay, if you have any more, feel free to send me an email as we've done so far. But apart from that, thank you so much for coming in today. You'll hear back from our team probably within the week, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much.